Welcome back to Kaleidoscope. Good to have you with us. Corner Office Rules, 10 Realities of Executive Life is the latest book by career coach and author Keith Wyche. He's here with me this morning to share strategies to help you move in your career. Good to have you with us, Keith.
Good to be back.
Always good to have you with us. Corner Office Rules, the 10 Realities of Executive Life. What are you trying to say with this book?
You know, what I'm trying to say is that there are a lot of folks who aspire to be a senior leader and have that corner office. Many of them have no idea what they're stepping into when they step into that arena. So this is an effort to really kind of help them understand, hey, if you want the big job, you can have it, but here are the things you need to be aware of if you want to keep it.
What was your inspiration for writing this book?
You know, I spent 32 years in corporate America as a senior executive. I've been on board of directors, and I've seen a lot of talented people get to that level and fail miserably because they don't understand the secret of hidden rules about being a senior leader. And so I wanted to help that next generation of leadership say, hey, here's what you need to do when you get there so you don't make that a real quick turnaround.
You use the phrase hidden rules. What's one of the hidden rules?
Here's one. Criticism is a given. When you're a senior leader, no matter what decision you make, you will be criticized. So you need to get a thick skin and make sure that you make decisions not based upon what people will say or think, but what's right for the business of the organization.
That happened to be how to react to criticism. That's right here on page 69. I just opened it up and it jumped out. How to react to, how not to react to criticism.
Absolutely, absolutely.
There's always going to be somebody who's disappointed with the decision that you made.
Sure, and it's very easy to be a critic because you're not really invested. You know, and then we've seen great examples of this with President Obama where, you know, no matter what he says or does, there are people that will criticize. And so you have to understand that comes with the territory.
Of course, it goes on both sides of the political line. Whatever George Bush did, somebody was angry about that.
Absolutely.
So it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
What's your politics?
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah. Talk about why it's important for people who want to go into business to have some sort of a game plan on how to be in an executive position.
Yeah, you know, we plan vacations well. We plan a lot of things. We don't plan our careers real well. And so, you know, you have to understand that the higher you go in any organization, there's only a few seats there. And so it's really important that you understand the obligations that are going to be on you. For example, that, you know, there'll be a gap between how you see yourself and other people see you. You may think that you're this approachable, gregarious person, and the folks in your organization may find you arrogant and cocky. And so you need to be aware of that so that you can, you know, eliminate that type of disconnect.
Keith, you're a career coach in this area. What do you hear from the people you're coaching? What are some of the challenges that they say they face?
You know, I hear everything from the fact that a lot of people can't embrace what I call constructive conflict. As a leader, you will get conflict. The challenge is not will you get it, can you make it constructive? Again, we saw a lot of that again in the Capitol and the White House, but you have to understand that as a leader, conflict will come. How do you take that energy and turn it into something positive?
We're going to continue our discussion, but where can we get the book?
You can find that book on Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com.
And we can get more information on everything we're talking about by going to KeithWyche.com. That's KeithWyche.com. We'll put that on the screen in just a moment. KeithWyche.com. Everything we're talking about here, you can find on that website and a lot more. What about the principles? Are there certain principles that we should keep in mind? Foundation, baseline, bottom line, we build on these principles.
Absolutely. Principle number one is that you don't know everything. And you have to learn to leverage the people who work with you and work for you. Most successful leaders will surround themselves with capable, talented people, and you have to understand you don't have to do it all. The second principle, however, is that you then have to give people the power to do the job that you've empowered them to do. Too often as leaders, we want to do everything ourselves because we know our way works. We know I did it this way and it's successful. You have to understand there's multiple ways to win this game, and you have to allow people the opportunity to do that. And then last rule I would give you is that you always have to keep it focused on the good of the organization. Do what's best for the organization. Do what's best for the company. Do what's best for the country, not necessarily any individual group within that community.
In the military, we'll talk about the unit. It is the unit that must fight as a unit.
Absolutely.
Or the football team performs as a team.
Absolutely.
Not with a star over there doing his own thing.
You got it. You got it. And it's a team. You're right. And everyone has to contribute. Everyone has a role to play. The quarterback can't be the wide receiver. The wide receiver can't be the running back.
So you've got people sharing their experiences faces with you.
Yes.
You kind of take some of those problems that they face.
Sure.
You put them in your book, Corner Office Rules. You put them in there, and when we read this book, then we can sometimes sidestep those landmines, as I call them, that are peppered along life's journey.
Not only can you sidestep them, you can help others to sidestep them, because I think every great leader creates new leaders.
Was there something that happened to you that made you realize I need to write a book like this?
Yeah, the first time I stepped into a senior VP role, and I almost blew it because, again, I was not used to constructive conflict. I was not used to being criticized, and I had to put my ego out of the way and say, hey, I need to fix this problem.
What did you do? What did you do when you first got that first criticism? How did you turn it around?
Well, what I did was I went and got feedback from people who really worked with me and who knew me well, and I gave them the opportunity and the freedom to criticize me. And these are people who knew me, and so I took that feedback to heart, and I put plans in place to address it.
So when they criticize you, you take that inside, trying to turn that around and see how you can make it even better.
Absolutely. Whenever you get conflict or feedback, rather, it's a gift. There's only 3 things you can do. If you agree with the feedback, you keep doing it. If it's something that you need to improve on and you agree, improve it. But if you don't agree with it, find out what it is, find out where it's rooted in, and do something to address the perception.
The book is called Corner Office Rules, The 10 Realities of Executive Life. Its author is Keith Wyche, who is not only the author, but a career coach as well, helping others sidestep those landmines.
Absolutely.
Good to have you on the broadcast.
Good to be back. Thank you.
Amazon.com. You can get the book. Or KeithWyche.com. More information on everything we're talking about. Thank you, Keith.
Thank you.
Taking a break in a moment. I'll be right back. We'll talk about a safer Ohio. Talking about medicine. Back in a moment.